Thank you very much, Mr. MC. I want to sincerely appreciate the organizers of this event for the so well organization of this event, and without wasting most of our time, the day is fast spent and the people are getting tired now. I can see from faces. Before we go into the question and answer session, I want to introduce myself. I'm Honorable Dr. Philip Maga, the Director of Special Duties, National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism. I'm representing my DG, RA, Dr. Abiso Ifagade, who is unavoidably absent, and he sends his apology. The Institute, the DG and the Institute is so proud to be part of this event, and has also sent that the management and the organization of the event should please take his apologies. On this note, I would go into a brief summary of the paper presented by the eloquent presenter. He sounds so academic and also realistic. So his expression of intelligence have also blended with the academics and the realistic life that we find ourselves. Now, the title of this sub-theme is The Transformative Impact of Cutting-Edge Technologies on the Healthcare Sector. His paper were dissected into 6 parts. And to give a brief summary, first, he identified the keywords and also hammering on transformation, which is the main area of concern with his presentation. And he is saying that that is a shift. That transformation is a shift on how things are understood and delivered and experienced in healthcare. And he went on to give other areas that the cutting edge that has produced the gap is considered. And first part is the e-health technology that talks about the telemedicine, the telehealth, and cloud base, including blockchain. All these are medical terminologies, and also with the trends that are going on. He gave examples of these facilities that need to be in a country that works, and if these things are not there, the medical service and welfare and well-being of Nigerians will be jeopardized. He also talked about the fragmentation that is found within the system. In Nigeria, there are a lot of gaps, and these gaps need to be narrowed. The second part of his presentation looked at the targeted therapy. This is talking about bad cells that have been attacked directly through radiation treatment, and he's asking if we do have these things in Nigeria. This facility are very, very difficult to come by. He also talked about smart and safer hospitals for trust. The part 3 of his presentation was on personalized medicine, and this talks about treatment of individuals according to their DNAs, and with some sophisticated equipment like the Illumina Novisage, the Google Deepening, the CAT-T and CART, and the bioprinting. He also talked about the regenerative medicine, where repairing and replacement of growths that are newly healthy cells are also developed, and tissues are also engineered with gene therapies and things like that. These are things that are never available and can only be provided through the PPP agreements and also waivers that given by the customs to attract investment, particularly foreign investments in health services in Nigeria. The speaker also talked about robotic automation. And this is the use of smart machines that and technologies that help in also minimizing the cost for recovery. And there are also rehabilitation robots, especially for accident victims. You also stress the need for training and retraining of the experts in the fields so that there can be a robust and efficient service delivery. And also made mention of the need to have international accreditation. Most of our service centers, I believe, from his presentation, are not getting wide recognition because they don't take their services to be registered at international level for accreditation. And in conclusion, the speaker said there's a need for empowerment, there's a need for seamless healthcare experience, confidence, trustworthiness, smart, safer, accessibility, real-time, and decision-making are very, very essential. So on that note, that is a summary of the presenter. A round of applause for him again. I really appreciate his efforts. We're talking about medical tourism. Yes, a lot of papers and issues, deliberations have been presented. Tourism is one of the fastest growing industry in the world. As a matter of fact, for every 10 jobs across the globe, 1 job is created from tourism across the globe. Before now, tourism is all about going to places, catching fun, pleasure, visiting friends and families. And with time, business tourism also came in. And of latest, now we have medical tourism. Medical tourism presently has contributed almost $830 billion to world economy. And in Nigeria, about $315 or so million is generated yearly from medical tourism. So in effect, there's a need for the government to look at this particular subsector and also add value to what it's doing. The Nigerian tourism policy that is under review has categorically made emphasis on medical tourism. And this is going to happen very soon, and the launch of this policy is going to come out. So as soon as it comes out, the medical tourism practitioners, operators, and those who are engaged in these practices will now cash in through the provision of this policy to now seek support and creation of enabling environment for that particular service sector. Thank you very much. And on that note, I will have the question session. We will take 3 to 4 questions. Whether observation or general comment or critique on a particular area that the presenter made his presentation. So we now have the floor.
Thank you for wonderful presentation. There is an issue that happened recently, and I want you to hear your view concerning the issue. Months ago, some team of doctors from Zenith Kidney Medical Center, Abuja, visited His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chetima. And they make them to understand that people have started coming from abroad to their center for kidney transplants, coming from US, UK, and the issue raised an eyebrow. Oh, some comments, there are thousands of comments. People were saying that, so Nigeria medical tourism, because they say they are reversing medical tourism, that, Nigeria medical tourism is meant for only people in abroad. Because in the situation where many of your citizens are complaining of them not being able to have access to quality and specialized medical treatments, and people are coming from abroad to receive medical attention. So one, I want to hear your view concerning the issue. Then two, what do you have to say about trending words in Nigeria, the word reversing medical tourism? What do they actually mean by reversing medical tourism? We want you to enlighten us more about the issue of reversing medical tourism. Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you for the wonderful question. And the question is also for us to learn more. Because today we are here to learn, to observe. And that is the essence of being here. So we have to really observe, learn. And then we can learn if our mindsets are not ready, if we are not ready to learn. We don't have a mindset to learn, we can't learn. And if you cannot learn, you will not correct. So let's have an open mind. I know that you can praise yourself. You can say we can have this treatment, we can do this, we can do that. But let's face the reality. Let's ask ourselves this question. Why is it that every now and then we keep crying that people are going outside to receive treatment, and then we are losing $2 billion US to outbound medical tourism? If people are coming back, if reverse is the case, then we'll not be having this outcry. So something is wrong somewhere. There are gaps. Let's admit the fact that there are gaps. What we are talking about, treatment now, has to do with invasive. Under invasive, we have what we call high invasive and minimal invasive, and we also have what we call non-invasive. And the world is moving away from high invasive, where you have to cut somebody deeply before you can do surgery, or you can do kidney transplant or heart transplant. We are moving to that area whereby you can only use minimal incision, and this treatment is done and safer and better. So this is what we are talking about. So when we say we have treatment, we can do kidney transplant here. Now, how many people are aware of it? Do you have a JCI accreditation? Because if you have something and you can boast of what you have, and you know that there's trust in what you have, and you want the world to know what have you done, because one of the things that can make you to gain visibility on the global healthcare platform is accreditation. Not local. If you are satisfied with local accreditation alone, then you have not gotten it right. So let's go for JCI accreditation and then prove to them. And this is also another venue whereby people can come, because we say, come, this is a platform to showcase what you have under the spotlight. Let people see what you have. If truly you have this minimal invasive method or non-invasive method for your treatment, and you claim that you have them, and you have all this equipment, and they are working, they are in good condition, and people are coming and there are good patient outcomes, then let the whole world know, so that they will patronize you. You cannot be doing it in the hidden and people will not know. So anything you claim you have, the first thing to do is go for international accreditation, because we're talking about medical tourism now. That is, we are trying to attract people from other countries to come to Nigeria. If we claim we have better equipment that we can accommodate them and give them seamless healthcare services they need. That is what I can say about that question, that first question. If they truly have this in, let's see the evidence. Let them come out and let's see whether they have this non-invasive method or minimal invasive method of treating kidney, so that they can be recommended internationally, and then people can start coming down to Nigeria to receive treatment. Now let's talk about medical tourism. You talk about revising medical tourism. If you are to look at it from the literary aspect, the word revising medical tourism is not a medical term, because medical tourism is a global practice, and no one can stop it. No one can say put an end to it. To revise means to put an end or to turn back. It's something that has gone wrong, you can turn back. So you can't turn back medical tourism. Somebody gave us the history of medical tourism that it started many years ago. And many people, many countries are already benefiting from the dividends of medical tourism. So you cannot ask them to stop. It's already a business, a big market, it can accommodate. So if you are tired of people going out of your country, which we call medical evacuation, isn't it better we use the word medical evacuation? People are going out. It's just like they are only going out, a one-way traffic, going out and not coming back. But when you talk about medical tourism, it's like a two-way traffic. They are going out and they are coming in. But where they go more and where they come more decides what you have. This is what you are saying. And that was why initially I said medical tourism can be defined as three concepts. We have what we call outbound medical tourism, inbound medical tourism, and intrabound. Whether I would like it or not, a doctor gave us an example and say intrabound. Let's say somebody can move from Calabar to Lagos. That is intrabound. This one is not on referral basis. It happened based on choice. Because you feel that the treatment you are looking for is in Kaduna, you have to go. That is intrabound. The moment anything that can make you move out of where you are residing to another place for medical or specialized quality medical treatment is already medical tourism. So what we need to do or look at is how do we make people to come? How do we promote inbound medical tourism? Not revising. So the word revising, I strongly kick against it. What we need to do, other people are busy promoting medical tourism and they are benefiting from it tremendously. Let's take India for instance. Before the adoption of medical tourism, Indian health market value was about 25%, 25 billion US dollar. That is the healthcare market value. But after the adoption, it rose to 372 billion US dollar. You can see what medical tourism has done for them. The benefits they have already derived from medical tourism. So if you want to get, the number of tourists going to India, what medical tourists contribute to India annually is 6 to 7 billion US dollar. And while we are losing 2 billion to outbound medical tourism. So it's a good thing. If you can have this equipment here, we can have we have good doctors. Because our doctors are performing wonderfully outside. But give them the platform to perform. That's what you are saying. Thank you very much.
Please, any other question, comment? Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Kika. I'm a health insurance consultant. I think there's somewhere we're missing this medical tourism thing. For you to do medical tourism at all, or to even reverse it, you must do the business of medicine. Medicine must be seen as a business. Healthcare service delivery must be seen as a business. Some years back, the Indian industry didn't just get Nigerians going to India all of a sudden. There was a time Indian hospitals, Indian health insurance companies sent high-level doctors into this country to market their services. Right? So we can't just sit down here and expect that people will flood in when we are not marketing. We must market. And for a health service to market, it must operate as a business. And I think that's where we're missing it. I'll surprise you that a lot of highly subspecialty doctors are in this country right now, and even their colleagues don't know that they exist. So, you must be visible. You must show. You can't sell what people have not seen. So I think one of the core areas we must start looking at is how to teach our doctors, our medical centers to do the business of medicine. And that's one of the things I do for most hospitals. So that's my little contribution. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, all. I think the question I wanted to ask is for the person that should have answered it has gone. It's supposed to be for policymakers and the government. Most times you hear the government, people in government say, our aim is to reduce medical tourism. We should make sure that people do not engage in, let's say outbound medical tourism, you know. But it's laughable. It's laughable because life is life. I mean, you have money to take care of yourself, you have to take care of yourself. Even when it's not life, if it's leisure. Sometimes you want to buy, you want to take a drink or wine. You go for the best of wine from Italy or wherever. You don't want to buy the ones we have here because you want the best. Not to talk of when it has to do with your life. I should have asked or wanted to know what processes, what steps are the government putting in place to ensure that not we, the citizens of common man, they themselves do not embark on medical tourism. Because you cannot be doing something and be telling your son, don't do this. We know what happened in the last administration when there was campaign and 2009, there were 15 elections. Medical tourism is bad. We will not be going outside of this country, blah, blah, blah. And the same person became our president and was perpetually living in London and embarking on medical tourism. The number one citizen. Do you understand? And yet we are told, don't do this, don't do this. So again, we had another election. The person said it is bad. The revenue of the country should not be going outside, blah, blah, blah. He became our president. We now know what is happening. He is still also going out. So you cannot be our father and our leaders. And Madam is SSA to the governor. I wanted to say when he was here, his boss, her boss, also travels abroad. So you cannot be at the head and then you tell us, we that are your common subjects, we should not see South Africa be, India is making so much, we should make, then you still do the same thing and then tell us we shouldn't do it. So there is a policy issue. You know, I think that was the country, Indonesia also, one of those their leaders decided whoever should be treated, he himself takes medical treatment in the country, he never traveled. So when we see them doing that, then you see that we will also do the same thing. So we need a policy to stop everybody. All animals are equal. Not that some are more equal than the others. You understand? That's my point.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Sir? He said I didn't introduce myself. My name is Chris Uchechukwu. I am the MD of Afri Emergencies. We are a ground and air ambulance company. We also enhance medical tourism by taking you to your destination.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, any other comment?
Yes.
Let's be gender sensitive now. Okay? Thank you.
Good afternoon. All protocol duly observed. Dr. Olushayo Olowokere, a staff for Federal University of Oyo Ekiti State. I would like to ask a question based on data analysis. And there is misconception about all this medical tourism. I'll go by the speaker that said the concepts focus majorly on three things, whereby we have inbound and outbound and interbound. Yes, it is actually true. But this issue of medical tourism, I said I want to ask questions based on data analysis. I don't know, you know, some people are also coming to Nigeria for medical tourism. Has there been any assessment to really know the rates of people that are coming to Nigeria? Because we keep on focusing on outsider, anybody that travels out now for medical time, we are naming it as if it's a taboo or something that's supposed not to be. Likewise, some people are coming into our country, especially when it comes to medical care on fertility. I want us to know that when it comes to IVF, Nigeria has more success rates compared to other countries. Most people are rushing to Nigeria for IVF. Apart from maybe the cost, you know, by the time they converted their money to Nigeria rates, it's cheaper. But there is also high success rates in Nigeria. So I want to know, we need to do comparison before we can now criticize if we are revising medical tourism or not, which is not even possible in the first place. And number two, what I want to ask is that for outbound medical tourism, is there any way we have assessed those that travel out to other countries? Have we really converted their whole money, the charges for somebody that is in that country compared to Nigeria is maybe for outside that, let's say for international medical tourism to their country now? Is the charges rates, is it on the high part compared to somebody that is inbound in that state, apart from maybe transportation or accommodation expenses? Thank you.
Please come again with the last question. The presenter needs to have more clarification.
My last question is saying that apart from the other expenses, like, you know, when you say tourism, the reason why tourism is maybe a major point there is that we are not giving full definition of tourism. Tourism is a process whereby you leave your immediate environment to another place and you must spend a night. Is after you have spent a night, maximum of a day, and when it's above 1 year, it's become migrants. It's no more tour. So when you pass a day, you must ensure that is where accommodation comes in. So compulsorily, you must spend on accommodation. So I'm now saying, apart from accommodation and transport, because you must transport yourself to that place. So if we compare it for international patients and maybe national patients, let me put it like that, national and international patients, the rate of charges for that particular medical care, is it at the same rate, or for international person the charges is higher? Because we know that those that are connecting you with medical tourism, they will also receive some percentage. So have they added those percentage to it, or is still at the same rate?
Good evening, everyone. I don't know if you permit me to answer this question because this is this is my business. Well, there's a percentage. Before I answer your question properly, there was a time I was discussing with the medical personnel, and he was saying that in law, that patient referral commission is against the ethics of medical practice, that is against them refer patient and get incentive for referring patient. And I asked him that in your facility you render service, right? Say yes. When you render service, what do? Say collect money. So you refer patients, you collect money for you connect the patient with the right healthcare service providers, and you render a service for patients. Patient come to your facility, you render a service and you collect the money. What is the difference? He was voiceless. I don't see anything wrong you render service. For example, now you meet an agent, you want to rent a house, apartment, or you want to buy a land, and Maybe let me use house rent, for example. Maybe you come to a particular place looking for a house, they'll tell you there's no vacancy here. But this place you just passed now, an agent will bring you to that place. And you get your commission from either from the both side. Because because this business, the closest business to business of health tourism is property business. You understand? Because if you refer patient, you get incentive from hospital. Then you also get what we call administrative charges from the healthcare seekers, right? From the analysis, you can verify online. You have phone. There are some, you compare the kidney transplant because, you know, people going abroad, they go for specialized, quality and specialized medical treatments. Forget, we know Nigeria, we deceive ourselves a lot. Do you know what I say? We deceive ourselves a lot. We keep on saying, we do this procedure. Why people going abroad to go for treatment? Well, we can do this. You know, Nigerian medical personnel can claim that they can do all. Right? But as of today, there's no hospital in Nigeria that can do robotic surgery. There's no hospital in Nigeria that can do liver transplant. I don't know if you know any. There's no hospital in Nigeria that can do heart transplant as we speak. There is no hospital in Nigeria that can do hip surgery as we speak. So are many more serious neuro and spine related cases. You know, advancement in technology has made things easy for us. Like in my presentation, that is in my keynote speech this morning, I talk of brain surgery, that Nigeria is still open score. But abroad, many countries, they have stopped open scores for long. They use gamma knife machine. With less pain, with less healing processes, they can do your surgery today, tomorrow you are out. While you are in hospital in Nigeria for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, before you can be discharged from hospitals. So compare, now you gave me question and I want you to also, I will also make you to do more research. Compare, do analysis of the cost of kidney transplant in Nigeria and the cost of kidney transplant in India. For example, just do analysis. How much are they doing kidney transplant in Nigeria and how much are they doing in India? You compare it. Because if they are doing kidney transplant in India for like $15,000 US, maybe in Nigeria it may be let's say $20,000 US. So now you are going to do the analysis of the accommodation, transport, both air and land transport, feeding and everything. Even though you add all these costs, even the token they are giving the referral as referral commission, you also added everything together. Is still higher compared to what they are charging in Nigeria. So thank you. I don't want to talk more.
The question is very clear, but you see, there's a second leg to it. The fact that the naira is so weak already should be a factor that should drive inbound, the inbound market for healthcare services. There are very, very many specialist doctors, specialist hospitals that can do a lot of services that people in diaspora cannot even afford to do outside health insurance. So people are taking advantage of the weakness of the currency to reverse and come in here. It's not just kidney transplants they are doing here. A lot of IVFs are inbound now. People are coming to Nigeria to do IVF because the results are better than before. It is much cheaper. You can never compare converting naira to dollar to the other way around. So, and these are the advantages that the healthcare industry needs to take. The weakness of the currency alone is supposed to be a factor that should drive inbound tourism. But you see, there is no way that the cost of a procedure here will be cheaper, will be more expensive than going out. Even the transport factor alone is a problem. So I think these are the areas we need to start looking at. What the currency is doing for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think I will. I will.
I want to add something very important to this issue. As we all know, there is hardship on the land, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, and the economic situation in Nigeria has brought opportunity for our local healthcare service providers to take advantage of it, because many of healthcare seekers cannot afford to travel for Medicare. And concerning the issue of IBF, I have about like 7 countries on a daily basis. Usman, send us patients. We are good in IBF. I say it's not marketable in Nigeria. Because if it's IVF you want to market in Nigeria, we have many surgeons or many consultants that are very, very good. You understand? You can even be giving us patients instead of Nigerians going abroad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think I would like to override this. Time is fast spent and we need to. Okay. And I think you'll be the last. I can allow a lady. Shoe, okay, so that we can close. Okay, let him have the last, please, and that will end it for today. The discussions of matters raised are more contemporary than the matter on table. So let's see, maybe the next.
Okay. Good afternoon to you all.
The economy of tourism.
Firstly, my name is Mubarak Umar from Kano State. So all the way from there to here in order to attend the event. So I'm a fresh graduate of medical laboratory science. The day before yesterday, I was inducted. So, and also I'm passionate about medical tourism industry, in which I joined a travel agency in order to promote the medical tourism. But as I have researched, I have found out that medical tourism is a very huge industry in which it involves in all the 3 segments: the intrabound, the outbound, and the inbound medical tourism. So I want to initiate and promote the medical tourism industry by involving for the whole 3 sectors, for the whole 3 parts of it. That is the inbound, the outbound, and the intrabound medical tourism, in which the Nigeria also has to gain the revenue or the income from other countries, and also to continuously, when there is no availability of the procedures here, and also to get it outside the country. So what I want is that if we want to promote that, how are we going to do that as we in our company, as the fresh one, as the one that want to initiate that? And the second part of the question I have is that for how to get the client, for instance, the patient, is it the referral for the doctors, the travel agencies, or from somewhere else, or just the patient comes to you that is in need of that services? So that is the 2 questions that I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Before I hand over the microphone to the presenter, I want to chip in some little comments. First, we agree that medical tourism has come to stay as one of the economic factors for economic development in Nigeria. 2, there's a need for us to also look at the value chains that are found within the medical tourism that can add also value to our revenue generation drive. We've been talking about India. I remember India at a point cashed in billions of dollars from their expatriates who work abroad and are remitting their, their salaries. That was a negotiation between the Indian government, in fact, the whole of Malaysian country, for all of those that work in Western countries and everywhere. They seek permission from the government of those nations to have repatriation of their salaries and whatever allowances that are accrued to them. So this is one gap too that is lacking in Nigeria. Better part of Nigerian doctors are those ones that they are the ones that service those specialist hospitals. Nigerian doctors are the ones servicing those specialist hospitals. So what happens to their allowances and expatriate quarters? Is Nigerian government making any effort to encourage and also enforce the repatriation of their dividends and whatever monies that are accrued to them back to Nigeria? That too is another source of income for the country. Nigeria, as we've been saying, has a lot of facilities on ground, but marketing and promotion of these facilities is the major problem. I've always been told about Daphne Babala University Teaching Hospital. They said it's one of the most high-grade hospital that has facilities for whatever kind of surgery or medical condition. And there are others coming. Today here I'm hearing about the Center of Excellence in Abuja. And there are many more. And let me tell you, take it or leave it, the Nigerian intrabound medical tourism is the one that is even thriving the most. No statistics to back it up. But from observation and what we see, it's enough evidence to prove that. Not necessarily on the modern medication, even for the traditional or trado-medical care. I know of these herbalists who treat patients on different ailments. We've been talking about the hardship. And the thing is that people don't go to hospitals anymore. So they seek for, local herbs that can solve their ailments. And the traditional herbal medicine sellers are cashing in on that. That's also a low-hanging fruit for them. So I pray this conference will also extend its tentacle of search to that particular area as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the wonderful questions that you want to go into health tourism business and you don't know how to go about it. You are a graduate, right? You graduated from university. You graduated from university, right? Okay. You know the word university is derived from the word universal. Means you can learn anything you want to learn. It's not about determination. That is why we say focus and determination are essential ingredients to the delicacy of success. Right? So I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a healthcare tourism specialist and also a health tourism developer and promoter of health tourism. So it's simple. Anything you want to do, you have to learn. So we train, we develop people that want to know or want to go into healthcare tourism business. It's something that we can discuss after this program. But if you want to promote intraband, which is also known as domestic medical tourism, we have to develop it, and that is what we are doing. I use example of Kidney Zenith Medical Center visited His Excellency Vice President Shetima, and the questions came up. Is it that healthcare in Nigeria is made for people abroad, because you cannot jump. There's what we call bed, we call tree climb bed. You cannot just come and jump and perch on the tree. So what the bird will do, you just come and start climb from the beginning. So if you want to join healthcare, healthcare promotion, or want to join health tourism business, we have to start from scratch. You cannot jump on top. How do we start from scratch? First of all, we have to develop for our citizens first to start enjoying it. We have to develop domestic medical tourism for our citizens first. Thank God, in area of IVF, we are doing well. You understand? In other area also, we have to, but government has a lot of work to do. Because our major challenge, as we all know, is enabling environment. That is our major challenge. If you thought, oh, our doctors are good, they are giving good name to, good doctors give good name to hospitals. Good doctors give good name to hospitals. And many of our doctors are out there giving good name to foreign hospitals. By the time they know that there is environment, even they will not tell you what they see abroad at times. Even though these people migrate, I'm not talking caregiver and all this thing. At times they watch bonbon of, I don't want to go there. There are a lot of mumu things they do abroad just to make money. So, to summarize everything, you are in the right place. What we are doing now, we are developing sustainable medical and wellness tourism for Nigeria. So it's what we discussed. If you don't know how to go about it, we can groom you, we can nurture you to become a world-renowned medical tourism specialist. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the wonderful contributions. You have summarized it. The aim of what we are doing here today is not for us to gather here and send people abroad or outside. But we are trying to say, to develop or to make Abuja, let me start from here, a premier destination for medical tourism. And that is why we cannot say we are revising it. It's something that is not revisable. People are doing it and they are benefiting. So let's key into it. And how do we do that? We have to start by looking into our own healthcare system. Things that are not there, let's fix them. And then we go for promotion. This is what we are saying. We cannot admit the fact that we don't have everything. We are not condemning, we are not saying the doctors are not good. We have good doctors who are doing wonder. We heard about a doctor who operated a woman that was pregnant, brought out the baby, worked on the baby and put the baby back into the mother's womb. It's a Nigerian doctor based in US, but they are giving them names. And so we don't have the name. And one of the things that can give us the name is medical tourism. Medical tourism is a competitive frontier, and it will help you to gain visibility on the global healthcare platform. This is what we are saying. So once you key into it, you adopt it, you upgrade your facilities. The aspect you need to fix them. And then, talking about policy, even our government too, we need political will. Because leadership cannot be taken out of this thing. If our leaders are committed to the work, if they give priority to healthcare sector and making it business friendly, then they will invest much into it. For instance, now the funding, our healthcare funding is poor. It's poor, ranging from 4% to 4.7% annually from a national budget. And the World Health Organization, gave us 15% to meet. I'm not meeting it. You cannot even take care of private hospital alone, let alone the private hospitals. Government should create effective policy and implement it so that we have a center that can control all this. Let PPP, private sector, come in. We guarantee that, yes, as they are coming into it, their rights, their interests will be protected. If another government comes to power, they will not abandon the contract they entered into. So that when they come, only government alone cannot transform our healthcare sector. Private investors will come in, give them a reward environment, whereby they can come in and invest on this equipment. This is what we are saying. So that when we have this equipment, we have upgraded, we can now go for international accreditation. And then prove to the world that, yes, we have good doctors, people can now come in. That is what we are saying. If you are good and people don't know you, what is the essence of being good? So people must know you, and then the rate at which people are coming to your country, let it be known. Just like we're talking about India today, we can equally talk about Nigeria. So we want to make Abuja premier destination for medical tourism. I want to make Nigeria a medical tourism center That is what we are doing. So we are developing sustainable medical tourism for Nigeria. And what we need to do, government, private, public partnership, we have to come together, have a center that is coordinating the whole thing from the center, so that private will be doing their own. Investors can come in, invest on the heavy machines. This machine, whether I would like to know, quality and specialized treatment impart the choice of patients. It's not even the cost. If somebody does not have money and you want to die, see the system they are devising now. They raise money. You see, go to the market now, somebody with a tumor, and they are going up and down looking for money so that the person will go abroad. So people can go to any extent to raise money and go. It's the quality we are talking about. So quality and specialized treatment impart the choice of patients. Thank you. So let's do our best. The aspect that is not there, let's fix them and then promote our healthcare system, and people will start coming in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think on this note, we've come to the end of this session. I want to thank you for your patience and also believing that the take home from this particular paper presentation will also guide the government and the private sector in fashioning a way forward for the medical tourism industry within the tourism sector. So thank you very much. Moderator,